So greetings, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to speak about something that's slightly different than what I normally talk about. I want to speak about spiritual jewelry and the importance of it. So I'll see you after this intro. So greetings, welcome back. My name is Jay from Karnak Holistics, where we learn together and we grow together in the sight of God. So today I'm going to speak about spiritual jewelry and how important it is and how it's so much understated and respected in some ways as well, because it is such a powerful tool that has helped many mystics and spiritual people throughout time, and it's always comes up as a beacon of hope. So what I wanted to do is speak about that, and I'm going to have 7 points which I'm going to cover. But it's so good to be back. I haven't recorded a video in a while, and I do apologize. It's been a bit of a mad week for me. I've been doing a lot of readings and a lot of coaching and so on, so I've been really busy, and I've been doing a lot of traveling. I was in Bath, so I was doing a lot of readings there. So yeah, it's good to be back, and this is the first weekend I've had off in about a week and a half. So let's jump into it and let's get started. So first of all, what is spiritual jewelry? Now, spiritual jewelry could be anything. It can be something that's worn. It could be an amulet, which is worn on your chest. It could be a ring or rings. It could be a chain. It could be an emblem. It could be anything. The important thing is about it is that what it represents and why you are actually using this actual spiritual jewelry. Now, why you're actually using it could be for many things. It could be for protection, it could be for creation, it could be for development, it could be for kind of like bringing money to you. It could be guiding you and helping others, clarity, developing your spiritual self, your chakras. It can cover vast amounts. Normally what happens is that the actual jewelry comes and finds you. I know this sounds a bit strange, but that's the case. For example, you're out, okay, and then you use let's use a crystal is set in a actual ring. So you're out and you're really drawn to this crystal because you're looking around, and then you're looking on these stalls wherever you are, and then you see this ring which just is deep rooted in your solar plexus or within your heart, and you're like going, I really like this ring. I don't know what it is. There's something about it. You walk away and then you come back to it, and no matter how much, it's like missing an old friend. Buy it, purchase it, don't let it go. Do not let it go. There's a reason for why it's appeared. So once you've done that and you find out what the crystal actually stands for example, it could be a crystal, it could be actually just a ring, it could be a ring which is just plain. But if it's a crystal, find out what it's representing, what it represents, because each crystal means different things. I'm using a crystal because that's the most obvious one I can use in order for you guys to understand what spiritual jewelry is. Now, you can get someone to make you a spiritual jewelry, kind of like a ring or a chain or whatever. You can go to a lot of designers, artisans. You can go to jewelry makers. They do it. I've got a good friend that does it. So the important thing is about what you do next with it. When you get it, cleanse it. There's many ways you can do this, and everyone has the different forms of actually cleansing their own stuff. So whether you are a seasonal person who cleans your crystals or whatever, or your jewelry or stuff, do it your way. If you don't know how to cleanse it, I've just got a few tips at what you can do. You can wash it in salt water, and then you can leave it on a windowsill or outside so the moon dries it. So it kind of like the moon's got its impression on it, because what happens is everything's energy. So that crystal is also, or that jewelry is a conductor. So if it's called to you, it's a conductor. So the other thing you can do, you can actually place it in the palm of your hands and do this, and just say a prayer over it or incantation over it, and that will actually bring or cleanse the actual crystal. Make sure you see make sure you see your hands like this, and you hold your hands bright white, as in a white light, holding it, engulfing it. So your hands, you can't see your hands, you just see this bright white light. This is where it's been cleansed by pure energy or pure light. So why should I wear it? Why should you wear it? Again, a number of reasons, as I pointed out before. It could be for protection, for love, for manifestation. It could be for generating money. It could be for people to recognize who you are. Some people actually dress a certain way and wear certain jewelry to represent, so other people within their own community can recognize who they are. For example, the cross, Christian, you know. And you've got also the Buddhists. Some people wear Buddha on a chain or beads, and that represents that you're Buddhist. You know, the rosary again, Christian. It ranges, and also you got the Sikhs with a silver band around the arm. Again, it's different symbolics, reasons why people wear it. You get some witches that would wear actual stars, or they'll wear a pentagram ring. They may wear a certain ring which represents them as an individual. For example, if they are called by a certain name, they may use that actual name as a representation as within the ring. So you may see that. So it will be unusual when you see it. And the important thing is, when you're wearing it, it's like you wear it for the right reasons, you know, and you wear it because it represents who you are as an individual, not to cause harm and disrespect. So at the end of the day, if it's what you're following, it's what's key. I don't normally wear a lot of jewelry. I would love to, but I don't. I just got my stone here, which I use. For me, I use this ring, which is lapsolite, and I use that because it's a royalty ring. So basically, my friend, a good friend of mine, she saw this ring, me wearing a ring ages ago in a meditation, and she was getting symbols, and people were telling spiritually, they were telling her, told me to wear it. In the meantime, I was being told by spirits, buy a ring that had this stone. So I bought it, and I'm telling you, it has been phenomenal. There's been things before I bought this ring, right, that weren't happening. Okay, it just wasn't happening. No matter what I was doing to try and manifest it, it just wasn't happening. And I'm telling you, the minute I bought the ring, everything shifted. It just shifted, and everything is happening. Not seems to be happening, is happening as is. The other thing I want to say, if you see something and you can't afford it, you can afford it, go for it. And again, I don't put out there when you see something, you go, oh, I don't know, but I can afford it, but you know, and no, don't buy it. It's there for a reason. You will get the money back spiritually, some way or another, because they sent it to you. My other ring I wear, I've had this for years. I think I've had this about 20 years. This ring is green tiger's eye, and that's for protection, and also mainly for protection actually, and also when I do a lot of healing, and it takes away the dark energies and warns me about dark energies. That's another thing. That's why I can't wear it on my left, it has to be on my right, because it's a practical ring and it's constantly working. Interesting thing, I've actually had mystics see it and go, that ring's really strong, or they've pulled back from it and they've gone, you know what, I can't be around that ring because it's too intense. At first when I had it, I cleansed it, took me ages to cleanse it. It was so stubborn, and thanks to the grace of God, it was cleansed, and then I wore it. I put it under my, first I washed it with salt water, and then I put it under my pillow, and then I put it in the moon, and then I put it under my pillow for about 3 days. And on the 4th day, I started wearing it, Then what I've done a ritual where I summoned Toph to come in and to use this as an entry point for him, and then I used Anubis. So this is my Egyptian ring, I call it. I also got a scarab chain, which is here, which is jade, black jade, and I've also got my ankh, which you've seen probably many times that I wear. These are all symbolic. They're not over the top, not big massive chains, but they are symbolic to me and what I represent and what I believe in. And with that, it issues out it projects myself easier from when people see me. That's what they see. And many people thought, I don't believe you was a tarot reader or you was a healer because you don't look like one. So, and I walk around with hammer pants or with these baggy pants and psychedelic clothes. It is what it is. But I do actually from time to time. So it's not when I go and do. I'm walking on a day-to-day basis. It's normally how I feel it was and how I feel I want to dress in that day. Does it cause separation? Someone was speaking to me about this the other day, and yeah, it can do. It can do. I mean, especially when it comes to organized religion and what you believe in. And if you're Christian or you're Muslim or you're Sikh, for example, and if you're not that, and you meet people who are, they will turn around and look at you funny. Not everybody's like that. Sometimes in organized religion, that's how sometimes they see it or they view you, because what you wear, how you dress, and what rings you wear or what chains you wear. I remember some guy said to me, I was in a lift coming down in my house, and he said to me, he saw my ankle, and he goes, "Oh, you're a Christian?" I said, "Not really." He goes, "I believe in God, but and there's me trying to justify what I do." And then he said, "Oh, that looks like a cross, but you want to get a proper cross to where that will protect you." And I told him, I said, "Who are you to dictate to me, to tell me?" I said, "You know what, at first I was going to kick off, and I thought, no, thank you for your guidance and your love, and obviously caring about what I wore in order for my protection. But I told him, I said, thank you, and I said, but this is my representation of who I am, and this is called an ankh, and this goes way back before the cross." So he was like, "Oh, okay." And it goes, "Oh, fair enough." And goes like, "Well, yeah, don't really care what you think, but I'm just telling you." I was just saying to say, you know what, I don't choose to wear that. I used to always wear a cross, and but I just don't now. So I think sometimes I do. I sometimes wear beads as well, because sometimes we're going through, I won't say a Buddhist phase, that sounds wrong. If I'm doing a lot of Buddhist work and doing a lot of meditation and mantras and chants, then I would use my beads to keep me focused in my meditation, because you got to keep focused when you're putting out the incantation to somebody for healing or whatever the situation is. So I use that as my focal point to help me project myself, and it also I use it to kind of like muster or encourage and dig up that aspect side of me. So you can use it that way as well. Other thing I've heard people say, can they heal? Yes, they can, because there are natural elements. Remember, we are all just energy. The stones are energy, but they heightened energy because they're an earthman one. They've been here millions and millions and millions and millions of years. So if you're getting something that's got to be pure and not glass is okay, but if you're going to get something that's pure, for example crystal, make sure it's a proper authentic crystal and that it's rough looking, and because you can always get it sized or dealt with the way you want it, and they can heal as well, because the other aspect of it can, when I do a lot of Reiki, I use this ring as my main guide, and I use it as the Kundalini and all the blessing and using the symbols, and then I also use my Dowser, which again is another symbol which I don't wear all the time, obviously, because I use it for healing. So it definitely can heal, and if you want to look at healing stones, amethyst, and there's a few others, citrine, they are really good. It depends on what you're using it for. That's a really good question I got asked. Can it bring us together as humans? And yes, it can, though despite I said earlier, there's a lot of separation when it comes to it. Some people could view it as separation. I've seen stones and crystals and stuff bring people together under one banner, under one roof. And kind of like, I've seen people who were Catholic, Muslim sometimes, Muslims, Sikhs, whatever, buy crystals for someone who is a pagan. And I thought that was really beautiful, because the art is the art of giving. So yeah, it can bring people together. You can use the crystals as well as energy points, and you can use it to heal the nation of people. I've done that in the past where I've had a crystal I use a lot, and it's citrine, I believe it is. Yeah, citrine, and my amethyst one I use, and I use those for kind of like long distance healing to people, and they always pick up on the energy. I also use some of the name of it, pink agate, I think it's called, but it's more like a pyramid. I've had it on my blog a couple of videos ago, but they're all really powerful. The jewelry, again, as I said, you can go and see somebody for them to create it for you for that purpose. Yes, you can use it for the purpose of love, to generate love, to improve yourself. And I know a lot of people I've advised to get jewelry done when they're doing self-love. So if you're going to go self-love, if you look for jewelry, something that you should wear, and they go, what kind of jewelry should I get? Doesn't really matter. Just get jewelry, but that if you're drawn to and you're in that mindset, it will help you. They will align it and send it to you. But no use asking me what kind of ones I should buy and so on. I can give you tips on what crystals to buy, but when I was talking to people, it's like you need to go and speak, to go and see and speak and see what these crystals are saying to you. That way you know what's right. By all means, call me after, which they sometimes do, before they buy it, and I goes, just go with your feeling. Just don't be afraid to show it and flow. So this was really short, because I wanted to put this down, and I haven't done something in a while, and I'm really super tired, because I was bad and I was out last night, so that's my own fault. But it was a late night, and I done a lot of readings yesterday, but it was good to be back, and it's good to go back with the ambiance and the love, and it's been amazing, my journey so far. So I'm going to end it there, and I want to say look after everybody else, but most of all look after you, which then it will help others. So I'll see you in the next video. Stay safe, stay blessed, and namaste.